Welcome. I'm Deb Furry. I'm the campaign management team leader for the Oregon State Employees Charitable Fund Drive. Thank you all for being willing to be a site coordinator for your department. We're going to take a few minutes today and walk through your role as the site coordinator. So our agenda is to first do a little overview of the Charitable Fund Drive in case you're not familiar with it, and then speak to your role as a site coordinator. We're going to talk about how to create visibility, the resources that are available for you as a coordinator, a bit about planning your campaign, and then after your campaign, how to wrap up the campaign, and finish with some next steps. Start with a quick overview of the Charitable Fund Drive. The Charitable Fund Drive is an opportunity for state employees to come together to support the community. State employees, whether they are with state agencies or with the universities, all have the opportunity to participate in the Charitable Fund Drive. But what is the Charitable Fund Drive? Well, let me give you a few examples of the kind of work that's being done through the organizations that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive. So what is the Charitable Fund Drive? Well, it's the experience of a lifetime. Summer camp for a kid with autism. It's keeping kids safe, strengthening parenting skills. It's creating hope and a positive future out of frustration and despair. It's teaching kids critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and self-confidence, one move at a time. It's building the most important place in Oregon, home. It's sheltering animals and preventing cruelty and abuse. It's bringing the power and inspiration of art to communities across the state. It's protecting and restoring healthy rivers, not just for wildlife, but for all our lives. It's strengthening communities and improving lives. It's 900 organizations making a difference every day with your help. The Charitable Fund Drive is a very cost-effective and efficient way to both learn about and support Oregon's nonprofit community. It is organized under umbrella organizations, and we have two types of umbrella organizations. Statewide funds and federations, which are either grant-making organizations or membership organizations supporting groups around the state. They include the Black United Fund, that supports low-income communities, Children's Trust Fund of Oregon, that's working on preventing child abuse, Community Health Charities, which deals with organizations that are focused on healthcare and research, where you'll find environmental organizations, the Equity Foundation, dealing with issues of equality, Habitat for Humanity, focused on housing. Local Independent Charities is the one multi-issue umbrella organization. MRG focuses on social justice issues. New this year is the Oregon Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence that has shelters and violence and prevention programs underneath it. And Work for Art that supports arts and cultural organizations. We also have local United Ways and United Funds that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive. Almost every community in Oregon is covered through the local United Ways and United Funds. These organizations bring forward the groups underneath their umbrella for inclusion in the Charitable Fund Drive. I'll share with you a few reasons why some of your coworkers support the Charitable Fund Drive. For Kay, it's because there are a wide variety of local organizations that do meaningful work in her community from which she can choose. It's easy, it's tax deductible, and most of all, because she knows that her contribution makes a difference to people and causes she cares about. For Paul, it's also because it offers him choice and because it's convenient to deduct the donation from his monthly paycheck. And for Rochelle, it's because she wants to give back to the community that has given so much to her and her family, and whose contributions makes the community a more vibrant, safe, and secure place to live. There are many, many reasons that people give through the Charitable Fund Drive, and we'll be working more throughout the campaign to collect the I Give statements, so look for that information coming out from your agency coordinator. But as you begin to start your role as the Charitable Fund Drive coordinator for your area, think about what the Charitable Fund Drive means to you. What organizations have provide meaningful support in your life or that you're volunteering with that are important to you, and look to see if they aren't already part of the Charitable Fund Drive. I'd like to spend a few minutes now talking about the brochures, the materials that I'll send out to you. Some of you may have already received them in your packets. If you haven't, your agency coordinators will be providing me information over the next week or two, and I'll get those materials out. To learn more about what the materials look like, you can go to the Charitable Fund Drive website, the ecfd.oregon.gov. Click on that, and you'll see campaign materials as one of the menu items there, and you can open each up and look at them. I'm just going to walk through what they are here. On the materials that I send out to you, there will be a coordinator manual. This is a great resource for you to look through and learn more about your role. You'll find information there on planning your campaign, how to structure it, successful events, checklists, and a variety of other resources. The very back of your coordinator manual has a quick reference guide. So all of my contact information is there, as well as the website for the Charitable Fund Drive, and a list of the participating umbrella organizations and their contact information. You will find my information spread throughout the material, so please do not hesitate to give me a call or email me should you need anything. The other item that you're getting is a brochure. It's a simple 4-page brochure that looked like the opening slide to the slideshow here. This is what we're hoping to get in the hands of every employee. Just as a few words on the inside about the Charitable Fund Drive, some additional I give statements. It also has instructions for how to make a pledge online, and then instructions for how to make a paper pledge. You also find the paper pledge then on the very back of the brochure. I'll include a couple of giving guides, one for every 15 or 20 employees in your area. These are just sort of a great way to give an overview of the Charitable Fund Drive. They primarily have a list of each of the umbrella organizations and the organizations underneath their umbrella, so that folks can see the broad range of organizations that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive. You'll also receive a number of posters that you can put up around your department. They provide a space for you to put your name as the coordinator so people know who to get in touch with if they have questions or to turn in their paper forms, and the dates that you want your campaign to run. There'll be some report envelopes as well, and we'll talk a little bit more about those in wrapping up. But let's a little bit about your role as the coordinator for the Charitable Fund Drive. While there's a committee of state employees who oversee the Charitable Fund Drive, myself as the team leader for the Charitable Fund Drive, and then all of the participating funds and federations. You've got a great group behind you to support you in your efforts with the Charitable Fund Drive. But you are the face of the Charitable Fund Drive to your workers. You're the person on the ground bringing the opportunity to your team. Your enthusiasm and positive attitude will really set the tone for others. So I encourage you to look through the materials and through the online resources, and hopefully find organizations that you care about, that you can also help talk to your coworkers about the Charitable Fund Drive. Visibility is key to success of the Charitable Fund Drive. There have been many opportunities over the years as folks have done speaking events and other ways to create visibility where coworkers have come up to coordinators afterward and said, you know, I really didn't know what the Charitable Fund Drive was. I've never participated before. I didn't realize there was such a breadth of organizations, and so this is just they participated then once they were aware of the Charitable Fund Drive. I will say many people confuse the Charitable Fund Drive with the food drive. While there are organizations providing food that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive, there's just such a wide range of other organizations that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive as well. Key in your role as a coordinator is really asking your coworkers about what interests them, listening to what your colleagues have to say, and then helping to connect them to the organizations that are part of the Charitable Fund Drive. We really encourage you to tell your story about why you give through the Charitable Fund Drive, or why you support the organizations that you do, and invite your coworkers to tell their stories. Giving makes us feel good. Lots of research out there about that, and the Charitable Fund Drive is just one opportunity for folks to feel good through their giving. We ask you to really invite your coworkers to consider supporting the Charitable Fund Drive. We'll walk through some Charitable Fund Drive website, and you can see that we have a number of resources up there for you where you can craft messages, take our messages or craft your own, and craft messages that encourage your folks to give. But we want to do that without making them feel forced to comply. It's all about choice. It's about choosing where they want their money to go, but it's also about a choice in whether or not they participate. Stories are great ways to share the information, and great ways to share information that becomes meaningful, memorable, and fun. But you know, the most common reason that people report donating to charity is because they were asked. We all may have issues that we care about and want to support them. We may have some disposable income that allows us to make a gift to an organization. But really, when it comes down to it, sometimes we don't act on those. We just don't take the time to do it. And often we don't act until someone asks us to consider making a gift or checking out the Charitable Fund Drive. As I said, visibility is key to the success of the Charitable Fund Drive. There are some great ways to create some visibility. One is to use a staff meeting as an opportunity to let folks know that the Charitable Fund Drive is coming up, or perhaps the campaign has kicked off. Share why you're involved in it and your role as the coordinator. Encourage your coworkers to share why they give to the Charitable Fund Drive. You could have presentations by some of the umbrella organizations. They're great at taking 2 to 3 minutes to really share some important information in a very fun and meaningful way that can help convey the breadth of the work that they support through their umbrella organizations. You may approach colleagues individually. That's a great way to distribute the brochures, by handing them out. And again, letting folks know that you are the coordinator this year, and that you would be happy to answer any questions that they might have, and encourage them to check out the Charitable Fund Drive. Your department intranet is another way to create visibility. Your agency coordinator may be taking care of that and having messages up there about the Charitable Fund Drive and stories of impact there as well. Email messages that may go out department-wide or that you may send out to your team are great ways to share information about the Charitable Fund Drive. We have a bunch of sample email messages up on the Charitable Fund Drive website, the ecfd.oregon.gov website. Under Coordinator Resources, you'll find that menu item on the left-hand side. Tabling events can also be a great way to get information out about the Charitable Fund Drive. The Tabling events often work well when they're paired with another event. Maybe you're having a chili cook-off as a fundraising event, or a bake sale, or some other activity like that. But having the event in a place where lots of people are going to come through, have visibility for the folks that are there representing the umbrella organizations, can be great opportunities to do that. Or the other thing that works well is having a drawing for anybody who's gone to chat with a couple of the folks at a tabling event. Just have a little checkoff card that gets put into a hat for a drawing at the end of the event. Again, just creates a little incentive for people to attend the tabling event. We are doing a kickoff event on September 12th. That'll be held on the Capitol Mall across from the Capitol. Here we'll have 40 or 50 individual organizations present who can share a little bit about the work that they're doing. We'll also have a band of state employees present. So just our way of creating a little visibility for the Charitable Fund Drive as we kick it off and have a little bit of fun. Any way that you can just have some fun with your coworkers, use that as a way to create some visibility for the Charitable Fund Drive, can be great. Let me say a few words about CFD events, and again, up on the Charitable Fund Drive website, ecfd.oregon.gov, we have under the coordinator resource a list of Charitable Fund Drive events that different organizations have used over the past couple of years. The pictures that we have here show a bake sale. In that case, it's caramel apples. The lottery, always a great event with classic cars, sometimes employees singing or playing, a hot dog feed, and they always have a tabling event with the funds and federations as part of that. There can be other fun events, like the picture on the upper right-hand corner. This is a Chubby Bunny event where people have marshmallows put in their mouth, and the one with the most marshmallows that can still say Chubby Bunny wins. And you have that set up so that people sort of bet to see who's going to win. So they just put $1 into the pot for the person that they think is most likely to be able to have the most marshmallows. You can also do gift baskets. You can have solicit from local business people items that they might donate that you could do a silent auction or put together in a gift basket, or use as appreciation prizes in drawings and whatnot. Also on the Charitable Fund Drive website, under the coordinator resources, you'll see some sample letters, and there you'll find a letter sample text that you can use with businesses. If you do solicit local businesses for items, please let me know what you've received, and then I can do up thank you letters for you that you can then send on or hand back out to them. But here, the lower right-hand corner, this is a gift basket that is actually lunch with the director. The Department of Parks and Recreation did that as one of the gift baskets that they auctioned off last year, and it was a great item. People wanted the opportunity to sit down with the director, so that went over really well. So if you do an event, or what events you do, really depend on the culture of your organization. So you know best what might work, whether your coworkers are around and so it's easy to do an event, or whether people are in and out of the office, so it might necessitate a different kind of event if you're about events. Also, don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you'd like to talk through what other events folks have done, or just get input into some ideas that you're thinking about. So planning your campaign. We've talked about visibility, we've talked about events. So the really critical thing is sitting down and thinking about how you want to structure the campaign in your department. The campaign itself runs from September 1st through October 31st. One of the things that we've been promoting over the last couple of years is maybe thinking about doing your actual campaign over a 2-week time period. So you may have a couple of weeks in advance of that while you're planning it, choosing which time period you want to use, thinking about which events you want, and getting in touch with me to arrange for any of the umbrella organizations to be present for speaking events or tabling events. And so just putting all of the pieces together, how you want to promote the campaign. Then you have an actual 2-week campaign where you have your events, you have emails going out to your staff, you have other things that are happening around the office that help create visibility for the campaign. You're letting folks know how you're doing through the course of that campaign. Perhaps you've set a goal. We're really encouraging people to do that this year. And so in your emails as you're kicking off the campaign, sharing what your goal is. As you're wrapping up the campaign the last day, there may be a couple of emails that go out during the day. One in the morning saying, this is the Charitable Fund Drive is wrapping up today for the department, so if you haven't yet made your gift, please consider doing so. Far we've raised $1,500 out of our $2,500 goal, but we're hoping to raise our goal by the end of the day. And then emails as you go through the day, just letting folks know there's still time to give and where you are to your goal. And even at the end of the day, as you wrap it up and say thank you everybody for supporting the Charitable Fund Drive, maybe you've exceeded your goal, thank you, we've raised $2,800. You can also finish up with letting folks know that it's still not too late to give, that they can go online and make their gift at any time. On the Charitable Fund Drive website and in your coordinator manual that you'll get, you'll find a sample planning and campaign schedule that sort of lays all of that out for you as a way to think about when you might want to hold your campaign. But please, if your agencies where lots of activity during the 2 months that are part of the campaign work well for you, then please feel free to do that. If you want to try a shortened approach and just look to do a 2-week campaign, that's great too. I think we've found that that works very, very well, and for folks who want to focus your time and energy a little bit, it works well for you too. So you've done your planning, you've had your campaign. Now it's time to wrap up. One of the key things that we'd like you to do is thank everyone for considering the Charitable Fund Drive. So whether people gave or not, thank everyone in your agency for considering the Charitable Fund Drive. And again, communicate back out how well you did, whether you met and exceeded your goal, and just appreciate folks for thinking about Charitable Fund Drive. If everyone in your area makes a gift online, and if you did not do any events or did not have paper pledge forms, then there's nothing more that you need to do from our end. All of the information we need will be there online. And if you do an event, you don't put that information online. Any paper pledges that you have or any events that you do, you can just put, if you do an event, I forgot to mention this under event, if you do an event, you want to think about whether you want the funds raised through the event to go through the general fund, and those gifts are divided out equally among the local United Fund or United Way and the statewide funds and federations, or you can choose individual organizations that you'd like to be the recipients of your gifts. All that we encourage is that you identify that before the event. Or in some cases, if the winner of a contest that you're doing, it may be up to the winner to choose where the funds go. But if you do have an event, just use one of the paper pledge forms and put on it your agency and event, and indicate under the allocation section the code number or general fund where you want the funds to go, and then the dollar amount to each organization or the dollar amount that's included in your report envelope. So again, paper pledges, any event monies that you have, and if someone made a check gift online, you would pick up that check from them and with a copy of their pledge form include the check and that pledge form in the report envelope as well. The campaign wraps up October 31st. If we can have your report envelopes back by November 10th, that would be fabulous. But please, there's no need to wait to send them in. If you do have event money, give me a call, or if you have paper pledge forms, feel free to send them on to us throughout the campaign, and we'll put that information into the back end of the system. As you're going through the campaign, please know that there's a lot of support for you. I've referenced the Charitable Fund Drive website. In this presentation, we're not going to walk through it, but I encourage you to go to ecfd.oregon.gov and look through that site. You'll find lots of stories there from the funds and federations under impact, stories of success. Under the impact menu item, the top link takes you to a page that provides lots of information about $1 a month, what it buys, $5 a month, what it buys, and so on, as a way to just help communicate that every gift matters, no matter the size. Every gift makes a difference for the organizations part of the Charitable Fund Drive, and they will put that to use in the community doing great work. Lots of other resources under the coordinator section of the Charitable Fund Drive website, so please check it out. During the campaign, I'll be sending out weekly or every other week notices to the agency coordinators with stories, with tips, with other fun items, and hopefully be passing those along to you as well. The funds and federations are also a great resource for you during the Charitable Fund Drive. If you'd like to have folks come out and do a tabling event or speak as part of a staff meeting or other staff gathering, please get in touch with me. You only need to make one phone call. I'll take care of making the rest, and I'll line folks up for you so that they're there and prepared for your event. As I said, we've got lots of sample messages up on the Charitable Fund Drive website under the coordinator resources. Take them, customize them for your department. No need to create things from scratch unless you'd like to. Just want to help make it easy for you. Also on the Charitable Fund Drive website, you'll see past monthly newsletters, which are, again, sources for great stories about the participating funds and federations. I'm only a telephone call or an email away. And you'll see on the materials my telephone number is all over the place, and my email is there as well. I should have put it on the slide, but let me give it to you anyway. It is, my phone number is 503-636-4058, and my my email is dfurry@earthlink.net. You can also reach me through cmoteam@earthlink.net. There are two other trainings that are up online that you might want to take advantage of. One walks through how to make a pledge online, and the second one is a shorter one that speaks to the coordinator view that you have available to you on the pledge site. To access that, I need you to log in first to the iPledgeGiving site, which you can link to through the Charitable Fund Drive website. And so log in, update your profile, and then let me know that you've done so, and I can set you up with the coordinator view. Just a couple of next steps. Recruit your team. So hopefully you're not doing this by yourself, and you've got some other folks in your department that are willing to help you with the charitable fund drive. Plan your campaign. So think through what it is that you'd like to do with the charitable fund drive to help call attention to the campaign and help increase awareness among your coworkers of what the charitable fund drive is all about. Please consider making your own gift at the Charitable Fund Drive online pledge site. I know as a person who's done a lot of fundraising that it's always easier to ask someone else to think about supporting an activity or an event when I've already done that myself. So please feel free to go online and make a gift at whatever level feels comfortable to you. Finish your story about why you give through the Charitable Fund Drive, and think about sharing that with your coworkers. Let me know how I can help. So please, I can't say that enough. I'm a resource for you. I'm here to help you succeed, so please use me. And last but not least, have fun with the campaign. Through the events and other activities, they can be great ways to pull your coworkers together, have a lot of fun, share information about the Charitable Fund Drive, and just have a good time. Last, I just want to say thank you again for taking on the role of the coordinator for the Charitable Fund Drive for your department. Together we do make an impact. You are our face, and we very, very much appreciate all that you do on behalf of the Charitable Fund Drive. So thank you very, very much. Appreciate your time.